Southern California, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. Today we have ourselves quite a show, as we have a lot to get into in the world of Southern California sports, such as the Clippers, unfortunately seeing their season come to an end as they fell to the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games. What went wrong for the Clippers, and can they get back to their dominant form? Also, the Dodgers looked really good last week as they swept not only the Miami Marlins, but they also took down the Atlanta Braves, which was very impressive. The Angels are doing Angels things, and the Padres are doing solid. They're not doing bad, but they're nowhere near the Dodgers level. Also, the Galaxy tied with Seattle, which obviously is a tie, which is basically hugging your sister. But LAFC had themselves a nasty loss to the worst team in the Western Conference, the San Jose Quakes. They also kicked off the U.S. Open Cup with a nice win. Can LAFC get back on track? Also, we have ourselves a little bit of a guest on today's show, as he's a familiar guest. He'll probably be on later on in the show, as I won't be having him until probably around the halfway point, maybe even near the tail end of the show. We'll be discussing some Lakers and Clippers. And if you've heard this show long enough, you know who he is. All that and more here on the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. This is Teran Rodriguez bringing you another edition here on the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And welcome all to another edition of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. Thank you all for joining me on this beautiful Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Friday morning, Friday wherever you are listening from. Either way, you've made your way to episode 180 of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. And without any further delay, let us begin. But first and foremost, the SoCal Supreme Sports Show would not be where it's at without IE Sports Radio providing the platform to go live on Spreaker. Please do follow IE Sports Radio on several different social media platforms such as X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, as long as that's still staying up, and on Instagram. We also have a Facebook page. All you just have to do is type in the word IE, then sports, then radio in the search bar, like us, and then follow us. Then that's how you're able to do so. And we also have a website, iesportsradio.com, for all of your latest sports news, our blog, our Hall of Fame, our fans of the month, our page dedicated to each podcast, such as the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, our community forum, and our merchandise shop. For the last 9 years, in 5 more days it'll be 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content, ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel, to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Thank you to everyone for all of your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that sports. A huge shout out to our sponsors. Our first one is Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, the single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky is gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, it's low in sugar, and high in protein. This is some of the best jerky you can get your hands on, and all you have to do is visit plantjerky.net and place your order. In addition, prices are slashed for the time being, and if you get an order's worth of $50 or more, you will get it shipped for free! Once again, a huge shout out to our sponsor, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Our second sponsor is Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. Follow them on Instagram at SealTheDeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals, and we will let them talk to you about who they are and what they do, and basically what Seal the Deal Wax Seals is all about.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
And check out Cecilia B. and her lovely husband, Larry B. on the Sports Couple Perspective in about an hour and 50 minutes. As the way you can follow the SoCal Supreme Sports Show is on X, formerly known as Twitter, at SoCal Show IESR. You can follow me, Teran Rodriguez, on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Teran Rodriguez1. Without any further delay, let us begin. As Jen B is in the chat room, she says, have a great show, Teran. Thank you, Jen. And Mikey Two Guns is also in the chat room. He says, hey, Teran, great show. You've been killing it with your volleyball coverage. Keep it up. Thank you, Mikey. Today, we won't be talking too much about volleyball. We're actually going to go in reverse order. So, you know how I always do Dum Dum of the Week last? So we're actually going to go in reverse order, and we're going to do Dum Dum of the Week first. So, for those that wonder what Dum Dum of the Week is, well, it's basically an award I like to give out to an organization or person that does or says something dumb. No one is safe from this award. Even I can get this award, just in case I do something incompetent. But we actually have 3 Dum Dums of the Week to give out today. So, we'll start off with the first one. So, and Mikey Two Guns is referencing one of the questions that I asked at the NCAA men's volleyball tournament. Well, again, I won't be talking too much about volleyball, but again, we'll keep it for a little later. This is probably going to be a little bit shorter of a show just because I do have a guest on, and I actually do need to bolt out of here by 3:50-ish, but we'll make it work. All right, but the Dum Dum of the Week, number 1. All right, so this guy made a very big reach of a prediction when it came to the NBA playoffs. So this person had the Los Angeles Lakers, yes, the one and only the Los Angeles Lakers, advancing out of the first round against the Denver Nuggets. Yes, this man had the Los Angeles Lakers upsetting the Denver Nuggets in the first round. And if you remember from a few shows back, like I think maybe 4 shows back, maybe 3, I was talking about someone who made a big, bold prediction regarding the Lakers advancing out of the first round against the Nuggets. And that person is Shaq. Now, unfortunately, Shaquille O'Neal, the Diesel, the Daddy, sadly got that prediction wrong. And unfortunately, I kind of have to stay true to my word. I told him if for some reason the Lakers get bounced out of the playoffs early, well, unfortunately, I was going to have to give him Dum Dum of the Week. Now, unfortunately, I don't like giving this to Shaq, but unfortunately for Shaq, I have to stay true to my word. I have to stay true to the people, and I really think that would have been such a stretch to give the Lakers a fighting chance. This isn't last year when they played the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies were such a better matchup for the Lakers, whereas the Nuggets with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, they were just not the best matchup for the Lakers. So, Shaq, I hate to do this to you, but you are this week's Dum Dum of the Week recipient number 1.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Mikey Two Gun says Pat Bev should get Dum Dum of the Month award. Well, I gave it to him last week, and yeah, what he did last week was dumb. It was completely dumb and uncalled for. Now, obviously, my second Dum Dum of the Week kind of entails with Shaquille O'Neal. So, second Dum Dum of the Week. So, if you all follow Shaq on Instagram, he kind of posted something very, I wouldn't say cryptic, but very disturbing, if you ask me. And here's what Shaquille O'Neal said on Instagram, which, and this was actually kind of the saddest thing I've ever seen. And, okay, I guess, here it is. Okay, so here's what he said in a post. He said, "I understand. I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq." So, I was wondering, what's this about? Like, that's not like Shaquille O'Neal, because Shaq is positive and energetic, and he loves playing jokes and being happy with everybody. But that was just so cryptic when I first saw it. And when he said, "I understand, I wouldn't have been in love with me either. Wishing you all the best. All love, Shaq." And it kind of made me wonder what's going on. And thankfully, I was able to jump into the comment section, because the comment section just tells you everything in case you're lazy and don't want to look it up on Google. But apparently, Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, or ex-girlfriend, who had kids with Shaq, well, unfortunately, the poor guy, whoever Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife is, I'm just going to say she put in her book that she never loved Shaquille O'Neal, and it's the most saddest thing I've ever seen. And honestly, if I had known this, I would have definitely just been so baffled by this. I was baffled when I heard about this. His ex-wife is Shawnee Henderson, so I really don't want to get too much into this, and yeah, it's incredibly sad that Shaquille O'Neal had this happen, and how his ex-wife basically said what was needed to be said. And I wish Shaquille O'Neal nothing but the best, as at least Shaq took it with he handled it to the best of his abilities. And the fact that she said that she never loved him, it's very disappointing. It says, she said, and I quote, "Looking back, I don't know that I was ever really in love with the man, O'Neal, whom she married in 2002. So unfortunately, that is very sad, and I can't really determine if I should give Dum Dum of the Week to Shaq's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or anything of that sort. But do you really have to put it in like a book or something, or put it on the web? Like, come on. Let put that water under the bridge. And Mikey says, "I remember Shaq was married to that girl Hoops from Flavor of Love for a while." So, okay. But I don't know who to give Dum Dum of the Week to, whether it's to Shaq or whether it's to the girl that said that she never really loved Shaq. But it just rubbed me the wrong way of what Shaq posted on Instagram. I thought he was battling depression and whatnot, but thankfully that is not the case. But I will say, this is why I'm not in love. I'd rather not suffer heartbreak than just be on the wrong side of the end of heartbreak. It's better to have loved than lost. The old saying is, it's better to have loved and lost than to not loved at all. Well, if I don't love, or I'm not in a relationship, I will never know the experience of heartbreak and whatnot. But I digress. Regardless, this whole weird thing with Shaq's wife, I kind of have to give her Dum Dum of the Week, because that's not nice to Shaq. You could have just not said that publicly. But I digress. So whatever, Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife, you're Dum Dum of the Week.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Alright, but now we go into the weirdest Dum Dum of the Week, and this is something I came across on Reddit. Yes, Reddit, I don't really go on Reddit too much, but I go on it kinda enough. Like, I'm not addicted to Reddit, or I don't actually post on Reddit, but it's such a weird place. So, some of the most random things that you'll see on Reddit comes up on my feed, and this might be the most funniest thing I've ever seen. So, according to what I read on Reddit, someone's mother decided to flush spoiled, old, and nasty chicken soup down the drain. Or down the toilet. So, in case you're wondering, soup was spoiled, and normally when you have like liquid foods, like soup and whatnot, you normally flush it down the toilet. And that is the logical way to go, because if you put it in the trash bag and there just so happens to be a hole in the trash bag, then it'll come out and then it'll be a leaky, ugly, slurpy mess, which you'll have to clean up with paper towels and whatnot. But, the mother of this, who is in an apartment, did the wrong thing. So, obviously flushing the soup was the correct decision at the time. However, little did she know, she forgot to take out the chicken, and the chicken was caught in the toilet pipe, and the toilet pipe got backed up to the point where it flooded the entire bathroom. Keep in mind, this is in an apartment. So to recap, the chicken got stuck in the pipe of the toilet flooded, and now it's just a big old mess in the bathroom, and now the mother who flushed that spoiled raw chicken soup down the toilet is now having to pay for all of it. And people are actually defending this. How are you going to defend this? First of all, if you want to avoid this situation, you should have never wasted the soup. Second of all, you're supposed to, take the chicken out, make sure there are no chicken bones to make sure that the pipes don't get clogged. And then third, why not use a strainer? Do you not have a strainer or anything that would get out all the liquid? That way you don't have to risk any vegetables or chicken bones clogging up the toilet and whatnot. It just doesn't make sense. I was literally laughing. I'm no freaking way. So I'm sorry, but you have to have logic, because what can go wrong definitely went wrong. And note to self, if you ever have spoiled soup, take out all the solids, throw it away. Don't be that type of person that puts everything down the toilet and then the toilet gets clogged up and then you have a gigantic flood in the bathroom. So I was literally just cracking up after that. But this is one of the weirder things you will find on Reddit. Reddit is just so random as heck that just popped up on my feed. It's dang. So, moral of this story, never put solid things down the toilet. Just put liquids and small things down the toilet. Matter of fact, just don't put food down the toilet, because that's just nasty, because you never know when it comes back up and whatnot. But to the person that put the chicken soup down the toilet and forgot to take out the chicken, which eventually clogged the toilet and has her paying probably in the $45,000 range in that apartment, I feel absolutely horrible for you, but honestly, I don't feel horrible, because you didn't use logic and you didn't take into consideration the worst case scenario. And the worst case scenario is definitely a possibility. If it is a possibility, it will possibly happen. So to the Reddit mother that I saw, or to the Reddit mother that posted on Instagram saying that or to the daughter of the mother that posted on Reddit that basically just that told us the entire story of the chicken soup going down the drain. The mother's kind of dumb of the week, and this should be a lesson for everybody. Do not put food down the toilet no matter what, unless it's small and barely noticeable. You could just put the food into a little garbage bag and just take it to the dumpster and whatnot. Just use logic, please.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Chicken soup is supposed to be good for the soul, not for the toilet. Good Lord Almighty. People these days. Yes, but that'll do it for the dumb of the week. I want to get that out of the way just because we have some sports to talk about. That's what we're really supposed to be talking about. This is the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, not the SoCal dumb of the week show. Anyway, so jumping over to some MLS. So last weekend we had the Galaxy taking on the Seattle Sounders in what is definitely a big rivalry match between the two teams. The two actually ended up playing to a 0-0 tie, which I guess isn't bad. I mean, Seattle hasn't really been the best, but they're always a tough rival for the Galaxy and for LAFC. So the tie gives the Galaxy a point, and they're only 2 points back of Real Salt Lake and 1 point back of Minnesota. So there you go, right So there you go in regards to the Galaxy. As for LAFC, that was last Sunday? Yes, last Sunday. This, however, was on last Saturday, and this might have been the ugliest loss I've ever seen. LAFC wound up losing to the San Jose Quakes, one of the worst teams in not only the Western, probably the worst team in the Western Conference, but the worst team in the league. They lost to them 3-1. 3-1 on the road. Ouch. So, San Jose got the scoring started with, his name is just Rodriguez. Yes, Rodriguez, not Rodriguez. Rodriguez. So, Rodriguez scored in the 5th minute for San Jose as they wound up leading 1-0. That was actually the halftime score. Then the 55th minute, Amal Pellegrino scored for San Jose, giving them a 2-0 lead. And then 4 minutes after that, San Jose scored off of an own goal from Dennis Bouanga. I still think that the MLS should adopt the NHL rule, where the last person, the last offensive player who kicked it off the person should get credited for the goal, not this whole own goal crap. So San Jose was up 3-0. It was ugly for LAFC. Ugly. Until Christian Oliveira scored in the 69th minute. But that was the only scoring that LAFC had as they wound up losing to the San Jose Quakes 3-1. Funny thing is that San Jose only had 3 shots on goal, and they had 3 goals altogether. LAFC had 7 goals, 7 shots on goal. They had 17 shot attempts and 7 corner kicks. But I will give credit to San Jose's goalie. He was saving up a storm. He had 6 saves compared to LAFC's 1. That's just not good, as LAFC... That's a bad loss, dude. Like, you can't get blown out like that on the road. I don't care if it's on the road. San Jose is definitely one of the worst teams in the league. As Patty Baxter, Marcus Lowe's great pop into the chat room. Patty says, have a great show, Teran. Marcus says, salute. Thank you, you two. I appreciate it. So, that's pretty much that for LAFC, as they also kicked off the U.S. Open Cup with a 3-1 victory over Las Vegas Lights FC. That must be like another team in like a different league, as the scoring did not start in the first half. It actually started in the second half, where Kay Kamara scored for LAFC in the 47th minute. Then Sean Smart scored in the 56th minute for Las Vegas. And then Christian Oliveira scored in the 70th minute, and then 1 minute into stoppage time. So LAFC wound up winning 3-1, which is good. So they advanced to the round of 16 of the U.S. Open Cup, where they will face Luden United FC, which defeated Orange County SC 2-1. It must be like another pro, but it's probably like another pro soccer league, because I've never heard of these people, these teams. Anyway, but for LAFC, they're back in action this Saturday when they host the Vancouver Whitecaps. Vancouver is going to be a semi-tough opponent just because they're 4th in the West. As for the Galaxy, they're not partaking in any mid-season conference or mid-season soccer tournaments, which is good, as they will have the honor of hosting Real Salt Lake on Saturday. So that's going to be a big match right there. If the Galaxy win and Minnesota loses, then the Galaxy are in first place. And they have the distinct honor of hosting Real Salt Lake. So hopefully for the Galaxy's sake, they can have the goals can actually be woken up. So there's that right there for the MLS. So jumping to the NWSL. So for San Diego, remember when I was talking about them last Friday and they were playing the new expansion team known as the Seattle Reign FC? Well, unfortunately for San Diego Wave FC, they wound up losing 2-1, which really sucks. There was something I will not understand is why was there 15 minutes of stoppage time? Like, what the heck? Remember how I also told you that one of Seattle's players, Tiziara King, she got a red card for Seattle Reign, And then San Diego was able to score courtesy of Kira Carusa. Then Bethany Balcer scored for Seattle in the 34th minute to tie it up at 1-1. That was the halftime score. And then Veronica Latsko scored in the 89th minute for Seattle to give them a 2-1 lead. And then Kristen McNabb got a red card 15 minutes past stoppage time. Now, I don't understand why there was 15 minutes of stoppage time. I've never seen that happen before. But whatever the case was, that's brutal. Anyway, but Wave FC wound up losing to an expansion team who is probably one of the worst who had only one win coming in. And that's no knock on Seattle, the Seattle Reign FC, but still. The good news is that Wednesday, San Diego Wave FC took down Utah 2-0, which is good. And then for Angel City FC, they took down the Utah Royals 2-1 this past Friday. So there's that right there. And honestly, I kind of expected that. I kind of expected Angel City to win. I was not expecting San Diego Wave FC to basically lay a big fat goose egg. That was unacceptable right there. But it is what it is, and Angel City FC takes the win. So Angel City is back in action this Sunday when they host the Houston Dynamo, or is it the Houston Dash? Dynamo is the MLS team. Houston Dash is the NWSL team. I keep getting those two mixed up, and I'm sorry, everybody. Anyway, so San Diego Wave FC is back in action on Sunday when they host the New York/New Jersey Gotham? Yeah, New York/New Jersey Gotham FC. Why do these soccer names have such long... Like, why are they so long? I'm just saying. Anyway, but that's who San Diego plays, and here's hoping that they actually pull off the win, and hopefully for San Diego's sake, they don't have any more bad losses. But to recap the San Diego-Utah match, Jaden Shaw scored off a penalty kick to get the scoring started for San Diego Wave FC to put them up 1-0. And then in the 77th minute, Mackenzie Doniak scored in the 77th minute to give San Diego the 2-0 lead, and that had them not looking back, as it was a nice bounce-back win. But let's be honest, the Utah Royals are complete dog water. They are last in the NWSL. I wouldn't say they're the worst team in the NWSL, because that's kind of mean, saying that about an expansion team. But I digress. Alright, but that's that for the NWSL. So we're actually going to jump into a little MLB before we head off to a commercial break, because my brother's going to be... Oops. God dang it. Well, I guess I might as well just tell you all. My brother is going to be my guest for today's show, but it's not certain when he'll be calling. But anyway, to speed right along in terms of the MLB portion of the show, so the Dodgers had themselves a fantastic week last week, as last weekend they took down the Braves on Friday in 11 innings, 4-3, and then they took them down on Saturday, 11-2, and then they also took them down on Sunday, 5-1. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this past week, the Dodgers took down the Miami Marlins all three times, 6-3, 8-2, and 3-1. So big wins for the Dodgers. The Braves sweep was very impressive. I think the Dodgers... I'm not going to try to put them on a pedestal and crown them early, but that's still a pretty good win, because the Braves are one of the better teams in the league, if not in the entire National League. So good work to the Dodgers. And with that, the Dodgers are actually the second best team in the National League behind the Philadelphia Phillies, which... that feels weird saying that. But hey, good for the Phillies. Good for the Phillies. The Phillies need something good for them. So the Dodgers are back in action this weekend when they hit the road to Petco Park to play the San Diego Padres. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday they hit the road to Candlestick Park, it's Oracle Park. I will still refer to some of these stadiums and arenas as their old name, but they'll head to Oracle Park to take on the San Francisco Giants. Now, like I said, that's on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they have a 4-game home series against the Cincinnati Reds. Currently, right now, the Dodgers are in first place in the NL West as they lead the second place team by 6.5 games. And that second place team is the San Diego Padres, which is perfect segue to go into those little Padres. So this past weekend, they took down the Diamondbacks 2 times out of 3 as they beat the Diamondbacks 7-1 on Friday. They beat the Diamondbacks on Saturday 13-1, and then they lost to the Diamondbacks 11-4. Then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they hit the road to Wrigley Field to take on the Chicago Cubs, and they took 2 out of 3 against those Cubbies. The Padres won the first game 6-3. They lost the second game 3-2, and then they won the third game 3-0. So, like I said, the Padres host the Los Angeles Dodgers, which is always an entertaining series, especially for me, who is a SoCal guy. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, the Padres will host another NL West foe in the Rockies. Thursday, the Padres will have that off, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Padres will hit the road to the ATL to take on the Atlanta Braves. And Saturday, the Padres and Braves are going, or next Saturday, the Padres and Braves are going to be on Fox. And then next Sunday, not this upcoming Sunday, but the following Sunday, the 19th, Padres and Braves will be on ESPN. Oh, and they also play on Monday as well. So it's a 4-game series, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. You get one of those rare series that bleed all the way over to Monday from Friday. So the Padres are 20-20, which I guess it's pretty good, but it's not that great just because the entire NL West is pretty far behind the Dodgers, but I digress. Now for the Angels, which they're doing Angels things as always. So this past weekend, the Angels the Angels only won 1 game out of 3 against the Cleveland Guardians. The Angels won the first game last Friday 6-0, lost the second game last Saturday 7-1, and then they lost the third game last Sunday 4-1. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the Angels took 2 out of 3 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Monday, the Pirates won the game 4-1. Tuesday, the Angels pitched a shutout 9-0. And I want to see if it was any. No, it was only a 3-hitter as Patrick Sandoval had himself a nice little outing. So that's good for the Angels. And then the Angels took down the Pirates on Wednesday 5-4. Then yesterday, being Thursday, the Angels lost to the Kansas City Royals in the start of a 4-game series as they wound up losing 10-4. Angels are back in action against the Royals on Apple TV Plus as the two play each other at 6:38 p.m. Pacific Time. Same time for tomorrow's matchup against the Royals, and then the Angels play the Royals on Sunday at 1:07 p.m. Pacific Time. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the Angels will host the St. Louis Cardinals following this series against the Royals, and then they'll have Thursday off to travel to take on the Texas Rangers on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week, as they'll be playing in Arlington, which is where my brother lives. So there you have it right there for the Angels. The Angels are 14-24. They're kind of where I expected them to be. They're in the land of suck. So there you have it right there. But that is going to do it for the Angels, Padres, and Dodgers portion of the show. So we'll take ourselves a quick little break. When we come back, hopefully my brother will be home because he said his estimated time was 3:30 my time, 5:30 his time. So hopefully we'll keep it locked here, and hopefully we will have him on board. So keep it locked here. You are listening to the SoCal Supreme Sports Show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back after this.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Definitely do check out all of our amazing shows, especially the Sports Couple Perspective, which will be on in approximately 1 hour and 19 minutes from now with Larry B. and Cecilia B. But let us get on back into the second half of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And with me, I have my guest. He is definitely one of the more regular guests that I've had on this show, and he is my brother from the same mother. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Teran Rodriguez. How you doing, Justin?
Doing good. It's been a while though. You say I'm a regular guest. It's been It's got to have been at least a year since I've been on.
Oh yeah,
since last year's playoffs.
Oh yeah, it has been a little bit of a while, but honestly, you're probably the most frequent guest that I've had. But it is all good, so I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. I'm glad you're off work. So let's get on into that SoCal.
Well, I just got off. The weekend just got started for me, so I'm thankfully I'm not too busy this weekend. So yeah, can't think of a better way to start the weekend than with my own brother.
Ah, awesome. I appreciate that, Justin. All right. So let's discuss a little bit of some Clippers action. We all know that the Lakers have been bounced, but the Clippers also got bounced. I didn't really talk about this in the first half of the show, but those Clippers, I've been telling the people that you were calling the Mavericks beating the Clippers in the first round, and the Clippers wound up losing on Friday, and honestly, this was not.
Did people think? I'm sorry. Did people think I was crazy for picking the Mavs?
Not that I know of. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, honestly, that series could have gone either way. I basically said if the Clippers were going to win, they probably would have had to win in 7 games, and that was not the case. The thing about the Clippers against the Mavericks is that the Clippers did such a great job in the first quarters, but then once the Mavericks finally figured out how to play in the first quarter, well, that was pretty much good game right there for the Clippers. And even though they had a great second quarter in that Game 6, the Mavericks really turned on the gas. So let me just tell. So I want your perspective on the Clippers Mavericks series, and what do you think? What do you think the Mavericks did better than the Clippers, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I felt like there were a lot of things the Mavs did better than the Clippers. Namely, especially in Game 6. I mean, I was at not just any bar in the Dallas area, but the place to be at for anything sports wise. Everyone in Southern California area is familiar with LA Live. We have a Texas Live in Arlington, right by Cowboy Stadium and AT&T Stadium, I should say, in Globe Life Field where the Rangers play. That was crazy, and I was watching that game as well as the Stars game. They were both on pretty much about the same time, and it was packed with Mavs fans, Stars fans. There were even some girls that came from the Dallas Wings preseason game in Arlington because they were playing against Caitlin Clark and the Fever. And that was a good game too, but that's beside the point. To answer your question, Teran, I mean, I just felt like the Mavs, were much more efficient on offense, especially in games 5 and 6, and they rebounded better. Ever since they traded for Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington, the Mavs have just been on a tear. And the Clippers, it's been the opposite. They struggled, post All-Star break. So the Mavericks, I just felt were the better team, and I figured they were going to win in 6 or 7. With or without Kawhi. I mean, not having Kawhi certainly did not help the Clippers. Let alone a healthy Kawhi. I mean, even in the games he tried to play, and there were still a bunch of mismatches. But I mean, top to bottom, the Mavs are just a better team than the Clippers, and I'll say this now. I mean, the Thunder are good, but they're still a young, inexperienced team. I've got the Mavs beating them in 6 games still and going to the conference finals.
Well, you heard it here, folks. That my brother making a big prediction, picking the Mavs to go to the Western Conference Finals. But yeah, to me, I saw that game I saw Game 5. I saw that the Clippers just got belted by the Mavs. It was actually their worst loss in playoff program history, or in team history, in terms of the playoffs.
In playoff franchise history?
Yeah, in playoff franchise history. It was pretty ugly. Yeah, I was not expecting that, and I at least wanted the Clippers to have some sort of dignity and honor, though. But oh well. Now, well, unfortunately, that's been the playoff career of James Harden. I mean, he'll start off hot, and then in pivotal games where you need him most, he disappears. He's kind of like the semi-Peyton Manning of the NBA, except without the rings, of course.
I was going to say he's way worse than that. He's never been to the finals. Well, actually, no. He did go to the finals once with the Thunder, but he, as the number one guy, he's never really, he's never come through when you need him most.
Yep, and that entire Houston Rockets team with Chris Paul and James Harden, that was a Peyton Manning-esque team where they just dominated the regular season and then they just turned into a ghost in the postseason. Mm-hmm. So, moving on from the Clippers, their season is over. Mike Patton in the chat room, he says, the Clippers and Lakers are both in interesting spots this offseason. That's actually a perfect segue to go into this little question right here. Do you think firing Darvin Ham was the best decision? And if so, and if not, why?
That's a really tough question to answer. I mean, from a player person, my answer is twofold. One, from a player personnel standpoint, coach buy-in standpoint, yes. Because if you see that, I mean, if y'all saw, I mean, I don't know how you couldn't see, the way the Lakers' key players, namely LeBron, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, the way they reacted to Darvin. I think it was LeBron rolling his eyes. Anthony Davis said, "We don't know what we're doing." After the game two loss, it's clear that they did not buy into what Darvin was selling. So they're the ones that asked the management to make a coaching change. Just based on the way that first round series against Denver ended. But second, I feel like Darvin kind of got an unfair shake. I'm kind of with a lot of the media members that have come out against the Lakers, firing Darvin. I mean, is he the greatest coach? No, but I feel like he could get better. He does need work on his rotations and X's and O's, but I mean, look, you lost to Denver. Both of his playoff losses were against Denver. Denver is just a superior team, at least to the Lakers. Not so much in the second round, but against the Lakers, they have their number and they're much better coached. I think Darvin is still a great defensive coach when he gets his team to buy in. So I think he's going to get a job at least, being an assistant coach somewhere else. But I'll let you respond. But here's a question I want to pose to you, Teran. And your other listeners can weigh in on this too. Who do you, if you're going to make a coaching change, as John Ireland always says, Lakers radio play-by-play announcer, also talk radio host, who do you better know who you're going to replace him with. So who do you replace Darvin with? Who's out there that can really make an impact and deliver right away? Because whoever they're going to bring in, they've gone through basically like 7 coaches in the last decade or so. So whoever that coach is, he's going to be on a very short leash.
Yep. That is a great question right there. And it really is tough to predict who wants to be the Lakers head coach and if anyone wants the job. I mean, I kind of, and this is a little bit of a stretch, that was thinking that maybe Frank Vogel should come back to the Lakers, but does he really want to go back there after how they gave him the short end of the stick? I think also Mike Budenholzer, I think that's his name. Budenholzer. Budenholzer. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mike Budenholzer. He also, I think, was a candidate as well. So
yeah, that's been out there. But here's the thing with Budenholzer. I mean, Darvin Ham basically ran Budenholzer's system from Milwaukee, or at least an offshoot of that. He was, before he came to the Lakers, he was the Bucks assistant coach. So it's like, so it's like, from an X's and O's standpoint, if they weren't, if LeBron and AD weren't really, and the team for that matter, weren't really buying into Darvin was selling, do you think Mike Budenholzer is going to be any better for them?
That is a good point. That would basically be a retread. And Marcus Los Great puts in the chat room, this is why they missed out on Ty Lue. I mean, he does have the familiarity with LeBron and with being a Laker and whatnot. So
he did. Well, you know what happened, right? The Lakers kind of shortchanged him. They were only going to offer him 3 years. The Clippers were just willing to give him more. Ty wanted at least 4, if not 5.
Yeah, and look at what Ty Lue has done with the Clippers. I mean, he hasn't done the most, but he did get them to the conference finals.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just had the unfortunate luck of injuries. If the Clippers, were able to stay healthy, they might have gone to the finals at least one time.
Oh yeah, and it really just is a bummer for the Clippers, just because they really do have this knack for making super teams, but they always seem to come down like a bunch of Jenga bricks.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, Kawhi hasn't been, Kawhi is never healthy when you need him, and just in the case this year, I mean, James Harden and Paul George, they could, when you need them most, they can't hit shots to save their lives, and here Paul George calls himself Playoff P. Yeah. Playoff P's never even been to the finals.
Yep. You can't be nicknaming yourself like that ever. You shouldn't
nickname yourself at all. When you give yourself a nickname, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
At least that's what they say.
Yeah, if you're going to give yourself a nickname, you got to live up to that reputation, and unfortunately Paul George hasn't. He's had moments where he's done big things, but he has not gotten to the promised land. He has not even sniffed the championship.
Yeah.
And the poor dude's been through a lot, but it is what it is at this point. So, as for the Lakers offseason, I actually want to know, where do the Lakers go from here in your eyes? Well, obviously they have to find a new head coach, but what about LeBron and whatnot? Does LeBron call it a career, or do they basically shop around and whatnot? Do they go young and start from scratch and whatnot? I want your opinion.
Well, I don't think you really can. I mean, I definitely think LeBron's going to be back next year. When AD's under contract. I think what's going to happen is that they're going to sign. LeBron's probably going to do another 1-and-1 deal with the Lakers for maybe 50. I think 60 is the most he can make. I mean, or at least just based on what I've been hearing and what Jaylen Brown makes for the Celtics. I mean, I certainly wouldn't give LeBron $180 million over 3 years. I mean, because look, the guy's going to be 40 next year. I mean, yes, he's been playing unbelievable for doing way more than you could possibly ask a 39-year-old to do. But at the same time, is LeBron going to be any better? No. It's unrealistic, even for a guy like him. So LeBron is still going to be. LeBron can still come back and do great things for the Lakers next year, but he can't do it alone. He can't be the best player. A 40-year-old cannot. I don't care who or what he is. A 40-year-old can't be the number one player on a championship team. AD's still got to be AD, and he's got to be healthy. and I don't think the Lakers necessarily need a third star. I mean, but they do need another piece. I mean, if you look at the free agent class next year, I mean, they could go after Klay Thompson. But depending on, it really depends on how much money Klay's going to command. I mean, he's been struggling the last couple of years, so you might be able to get him for a bargain. But you look at a team like the Dallas Mavericks, they could offer him more money certainly than the Lakers. They've got room for one more roster, like a mid-level roster spot. So there's that. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. I don't know how much time you have left, Teran. We could go through the free agent class, but I will say this: I was listening to Mason in Ireland coming home today, and we just found out that Jonas Valanciunas, the New Orleans Pelicans, are not bringing him back. Here's an idea: you could get him for a good price, put him at the 5, and then play AD at the 4, which he said time and time again he's more comfortable with. He won't have to bang with all the bigs like Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, we would just need Jonas Valanciunas' role would just be to play defense and get rebounds, which is what they need. I mean, you watch that series against Denver, not just against Denver, but like even in the second half of the season, after the All-Star break, they struggled against teams with size. They struggled to get, they gave up a lot of offensive rebounds to guys like, Jokic, Nurkic on the Phoenix Suns, Domantas Sabonis, they've struggled against. Yeah, they could really use another big to pair with Anthony Davis. Hey, look, if that combination worked in the bubble in 2020.
Yep.
A lot of people point that out. It helped the Lakers that they had guys that could bang and get rebounds, like JaVale McGee, like Dwight Howard.
Exactly.
I think what's his name from the Clippers? DeAndre Jordan, wasn't he on that team too?
I think that was like after, but
was it okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I know is they had a lot more size back then than they did now. The Lakers gave up on a lot of size. Letting Alex Caruso go was a big loss.
Yeah.
And it really decimated them. So, I mean, other than that, I don't really know if there's much the Lakers can do at this point. At least to stay competitive and relevant. You're either going to have to bring LeBron back, or you're going to have to blow up the team. If you let LeBron, if the Lakers let LeBron go, they're going to have to trade Anthony Davis because they don't have any draft picks. They don't really have any. They don't have a lot of room in cap space. They're going to have to pay some luxury taxes with or without LeBron. So the Lakers are kind of in a pickle here, at least in the near future.
That is indeed true. And the funny thing is about Anthony Davis is that this was actually the most healthiest he's been. And this is the most games he's played and started in terms of his career.
Yeah, no. He was great. He may have very well had the best year of his career, including the playoffs. Even though he got sent to an early summer vacation. I mean, he was still great in that series against Denver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we don't really have much time to go over the free agents, but are there any other parting comments that you want to put out before we head on out of here?
Not really. At least on sports wise. I would like to mention this real quickly if I could. I just realized that you guys lost a legend in Los Angeles media. Longtime entertainment reporter for KTLA 5, Sam Rubin, passed away.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember him, but I used to watch him on the KTLA 5 morning news every day before going to school, going to work. I mean, he was great at his job. He'd been there for a really long time too. So I want to say he started in like 1990. Pretty much since the two of us were born. So I mean, and he did his usual, Hollywood Reporter hit this morning, and then, a couple hours later, he had a heart attack and, just collapsed and died just out of nowhere. It's crazy.
Yeah,
so my thoughts. Go ahead.
I remember seeing him before I went to school too, and before we went to bed. Yeah, back when the Clippers were on KTLA. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say we met him, or at least I did. Like, I want to say he came to Orange Coast College, like, because there was a time when KTLA 5 came with their chopper and Commander Chuck. He was like the traffic reporter there, and he, along with, I think Sam Rubin was there too. I think I met him. He came to Orange Coast College. He did like a thing there, and I don't know if I was on TV, but I at least got to say hi to the guys, say I watch every day, and played a couple. And I think I won a T-shirt. I don't remember. I don't even know if I still have that. But yes, it's just it's incredible. It's incredible to believe that he's no longer with us, and my thoughts and prayers are with his family along with the KTLA family. He will be missed in the Hollywood entertainment world in Los Angeles.
Yep. May Sam Rubin rest in everlasting peace. And my thoughts and prayers, and everyone's thoughts and prayers at IE Sports Radio, go out to Sam Rubin and his family and the KTLA family.
Yes.
But on that note, that is going to do it for this week's episode of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to get on out of here, because we got weekend plans going on. Yeah, dig! Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the SoCal Supreme Sports Show. I really do appreciate everybody tuning in. Justin, I really do appreciate you, my brother, being on the show. You have any more shouts you want to give out to before we head on out?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I'm glad I could be on too. I mean, there's a lot of traffic coming home from work. I mean. There are a lot of people from California have followed me here to Dallas for work. So which is affecting traffic flow and stuff, unfortunately. So, but I'm glad I could be on and I could do this with you. It's always fun to talk. It's always fun to talk sports with you, Teran, on or off the air. And I mean, as far as shout outs are concerned. Shout out to our mom, Janine. By the way, Mother's Day's coming up this Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in the world out there. who have made our lives, you know, and the world a better, and strive to make the world a better place for us to live in. So thank you to all the moms and to all the listeners out there. Do something for your mom, even if it's just a little thing, like get her chocolate covered strawberries, or even get her a card or a gift card. Do something for your mom out there.
You are the man. It is Mother's Day this upcoming Sunday. Get something for your mother. Do something for her. Do anything. Get her a card. Get her flowers. Any of that stuff. For Justin Rodriguez, my brother, and for everyone at IE Sports Radio, this is Teran Rodriguez signing off. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy your Mother's Day. Treat your mama right, or Marcus Losgreat is going to have to do something about that. Yeah. Have yourself a great weekend. And remember, SoCal is for SoCal. Peace!